Greetings, Warriors. We're back with another episode of Bigger Warriors 2. Hope you guys are going to have a great day today. Go out there and achieve some goals and be on your plan and make sure that you kind of move forward and don't allow distractions to get in the way. Today's episode is going to be called Fire in Your Eyes. Before we do that, a couple things. One is that I want to give out an apology to the person who gave us great information for the last video, talking about energy loss between men and women during intercourse. The person's name is Reese, so I apologize, Reese. And once again, thank you so much for your information. And probably will do a video one time on making sure you remember people's names and get them right. So there you go. There you go. So once again, thank you once again for your comments, and I appreciate the efforts people are making to get information in. And again, like, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying to get information out there to people as much as I can and as quickly as I can. So I'm still obviously working on a lot of things technology-wise and trying to build up this channel as much as I can to provide the best information I can for all of you, and trying to make sure that we focus on getting healthier and getting wealthier, and also more spiritually if possible as well. So we're going to do a lot of different types of videos for that. And certainly what I would suggest is take what you can. You may not believe some of the stuff that we talk about. You may believe some of that stuff, but we're going to try to kind of cover a lot of broad type bases to look at this. So last time we had talked about the king. This time we're going to focus on fire in your eyes. Now, what does that mean? Well, fire in your eyes really kind of indicates eye contact with people. And one of the things that's crucial when it comes to establishing relationships is your eye contact. 90% of your emotions go through your eyes. And so a lot of that comes from how you feel about a certain situation. And like we just mentioned before, there's a lot of studies that show that if you cover up a person's face and all you see really is their eyes, you're going to end up getting the real emotion from the person when you do that. The trouble a lot of people have is that they A, can't look people really in the eye most of the time, and B, they just don't know how to read those behaviors because they need to see a consistent pattern of how that person's feeling to look at that. As you spend time, and it's taken me a lot of years, once I overcame my shyness, I was more able to look at people in the eye and able to actually kind of focus on what they were doing and saying and how they were looking. And so this has been a number of years of training to be able to do that, and I teach a lot of my students to do that kind of stuff as well. But it does take time. You have to really make an effort and not being afraid to meet eye contact. And if you are afraid, then one of the other videos I think I did with this was that trying to focus on finding less threatening types of people, children, or animals to kind of look eye contact, so at least you develop a pattern so you feel a lot more confident about it. But the eyes really are such a key. Now when we talk about fire in the eyes, obviously it comes from you being on your journey. And the fire is the energy level you have that people sense. And they will sense it through your eyes. So if you're a male, a female comes up to you and they will look in your eyes, and they will sense and see all that energy coming from your eyes. And so you have a fire. And what I mean by fire, you have a drive and ambition to accomplish things today, accomplish things in the future. And you're not going to let other people stop you with distractions. That is highly appealing to people because honestly, as you walk around, you look at people, a lot of people are out there, as we talked about before, zombies walking around. They don't know where they're going. They just go from day to day. It's almost like a treadmill. They go to work in the morning. They usually a regular day for a lot of people, and then they come home and they watch the crazy TV set or the crazy internet, and they spend all day long doing those things. They're not out there doing things, and so they get caught up in all that. And so this happens day after day after day, and people wonder why they're depressed and wonder why they're not happy, and they wonder why that they're a lot of them are having to take antidepressants and all kinds of stuff like that. A lot of it is because of lack of really purpose and goal and activity. And when you see that a lot, that comes from people who don't really have any sort of idea what they're doing. They just follow along all the patterns. They follow along like what sheep do, is just following whatever people are doing, right? They think it's, well, if people are doing this, I need to do this and as well, and it's going to make me happy. Well, they find out that the happiness really comes from following yourself, following your goals, following the things you're doing that's going to make you, the type of person you want to be. And that approach really comes from a lot of things that you focus on in learning how to self-control and self-discipline yourself. And that goes back again to a journey that I've been taking for a lot of years, but now I've kind of ramped it up in the retention part of it, which was the missing part for me. I was doing a lot of the meditation, yoga, and those type of things, and they were having success. There was some success, obviously. I haven't been sick in a long, long time, so that was actually before retention. But it's really been heightened with the idea of retaining, because when I go talk about this book, Fountain of Youth, and stopping the aging process, which we'll do soon, it talks about that there's 5 meditational exercises you can do that I do believe help you a great deal. But they also say to become a superhuman person, you have to kind of take that 6th one, and the 6th one really basically is the retention and brahmacharya. And that was always a bit difficult for me to do for 20 some years. But I finally got to the point where I could do it, and now I see unbelievable benefits that came from the total package of this. So, in my opinion, you can live a long life. You can avoid those things that are distractions, and you can also then, as you're doing this, create that fire. And the fire does come from keeping your energy. And so people will see the fire, and they will be attracted to the fire as you're talking. And you may not know why they're acting like they are, and you can probably think about it and guess, but they sense that energy. Just like my friend Reese the other day said with the other video, right? When you tend to lose a lot of energy, and men tend to lose a lot of energy, then they are less confident. They have less of that fire in their eyes. In fact, you can look at people, and I think someone mentioned this in one of my other videos. They mentioned the fact that when you look at them, they can basically kind of look right through you, because you're basically just kind of a shallow type of something. The body's there, but there's nothing there. You're looking right through because there's no energy, no fire. And you can tell that by certain people you meet. So the key is you want to be that kind of strong person. You want to be that person who has that energy, and you want to have that fire in your eyes. And I don't care if you're 20, I don't care if you're 40, I don't care if you're 60 years old, right? It doesn't really matter. 80 years old. You can have that fire at any point in time you want. A lot of it goes back to your mindset as well, that your mindset is talking about the fact that, oh, I'm this age, I can't do it. I know people who are in their 50s and 60s and they can't do it, because you can't focus on, this at your age, you're never going to do it. Well, I tell you, this fire can be at any age, and just keep having the fire. I know people in their 90s who are starting off. I call people, one in Japan, one in Singapore, who basically are, they're running hotels, and they're in their early 90s. One I think is even 95, right? So for these people, they're going to continue with that fire. And I think you have to have the mentality, almost like in a battlefield, that you're not going to go out, with a whimper. You're going out, if you're going to go out, they're going to carry you out. And that's the kind of way I look at life. Just like I did with the football field when I played football years ago. I wasn't the biggest person, but, damn, you're going to have to knock me out, right? You're going to have to knock me out and drag me off the field to get me out of the game. And that's what I felt. Now, did I get banged up a lot? Oh, of course I did. But the bottom line is that you keep fighting, and you keep fighting, and you keep fighting. And no one really is going to end up stopping you if you do that, because you're going to continue with the fire, the passion, the ideas that you are going to achieve your goal no matter what. And I think that's the key to a lot of it, that you're going to achieve your goal. You just got to make full effort to do that. Now, some people end up giving up, and they don't have that because the passion wasn't strong enough. But the key is you want to go ahead and say, look, this is worth achieving, worth fighting for, worth working on, and standing up for how you believe and what you believe in is really important in doing that. So the fire, guys, comes from within yourself. The fire comes in somewhere down the pit of your stomach, coming up. And I believe God is a big part of that, of course. But even if you don't believe that, the fire is there. Your fire is there. And the idea is that the fire comes out when you're working with people, talking to people, acting with people. And this is why people love to be with someone who has that charisma, that energy. Enthusiasm is, break down enthusiasm, it's energy within yourself and God within you. So that's important to realize. So guys, I wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit because the eye contact is crucial. You have to kind of learn how to read people's eye contact. You can sense it. And in the case of men and women, women can certainly sense it in men. And men can sense it in women if you have that energy level, if you have that fire. And those are the types of people you want. And the other thing is obviously you got to avoid these other energy suckers again, because those people are going to come after you because you have that energy. All right, enough of the eyes, but make sure you don't forget that when you're talking with people, looking them in the eyes and trying to understand how they can really kind of benefit, your situation and make you easier to accomplish your goals and purpose. Avoid the people that are, cluttering your life. Avoid the negativity. Get the people who are positive that can help you achieve your goals, men and women, and don't put up with nothing less than that until you achieve your goal. All right, until next time, battle on, my friends, battle on.